And are you refreshed?
Yes.
Good. Now what? Oh, you've been talking to one another. Esther says it's a little like whack-a-mole.
I am shaking. Okay. I'm still working with the so-called religious issues. I want to know if...
They want you to speak louder.
Okay.
She said she's still working with religious issues. Bum, 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 bum.
You know how in some religions, actually many religions, they talk about the Messiah coming back. Like, I think Christians talk about Jesus coming back. Muslims talk about Mahdi coming back. Is there any truth to that?
In the same way that we were having the discussion about inner being, in other words, that's what all of that is about. Source expressing in the manifestation of that which you are. Mm-hmm. But humans take things literally. Mm-hmm. In other words, first of all, they don't include themselves in on the receiving of it. They make it someone outside of themselves. Yeah. Give all the responsibility. Right. Imagine it as being one, when that Christ consciousness or that Buddha consciousness or that source energy consciousness, it is on and on and on and on and on, is reflected through each and every one of you, you see. Yeah. And so it's not a second coming, it's a never-ending coming.
So it's not like a physical same person coming back?
Well, the thing that's interesting about it is that here you all are being born, and every now and again someone is born, like Esther, here she is with Abraham flowing through her, and it would be easy to make her out to that, but please do not do that. In other words, you are all extensions of source energy, and source energy is flowing through all of you, and every one of those individuals who were tapping in and aligning with the energy of source so that they were able to express it in a clearer, purer way than most around. And following their experience, it was always distorted because no one can express it as it is. As we are having this experience together, we're having really meaningful co-creative experiences. You are all in on this discovery of leading edge conversation. Do you realize in the 3 hours that we've been playing together so far how much leading edge understanding has erupted as a result of our co-creation, you see? But when you go forward and try to explain it to someone who was not here, who was not part of the process of the co-creation, you will give a watered down version of it, and when they repeat it to someone else, they will give a watered down version of it, and by Thursday it won't make any sense at all, you see. And so when you're talking about these religions that had their basis hundreds of years before anyone began even writing it down, where it was just almost folklore that was passed on and added to and distorted and commented on, and sometimes not deliberately distorted, but sometimes deliberately distorted in order to make a point that someone wanted to make. In other words, you have nothing in your historical documents from any religion whatsoever that is worth anything to any of you, because it wasn't written for you, it wasn't said to you, it wasn't about you. You are living day extensions of source energy, and each and every one of you has access to living day source energy flowing through you. It's what your guidance system is. It's what your emotional guidance is. It's what we talk about all day, every day. And every one of those individuals who you want to revere as masters, and we're all right with that if you want to, is saying to you through the modern day revelation, is saying to you through your impulses and through your understanding that here you are alive now. Listen to what is coming now. And we're not saying listen to us now. We're saying listen to you now. We're saying listen to the guidance that comes forth from within you, you see. When you talk about the grappling with the issues of religion, we want to say religion is toxic in most cases because, first of all, just because almost every religion, it's a rare one that is otherwise, says every other religion is inappropriate, which right away puts them completely out of the vortex and not in touch with whatever their religion once was. And so what religion has become is groups of people, large groups of people, most out of the vortex, all trying to find their strength in numbers to pressure others to agree with them about something that they are clearly insecure about.
That's right.
In other words, if they were not insecure about it, they would leave you alone, you see. And so your issue with religion can be easily resolved as you accept that you have Spirit within you, who is aware of you, adoring you, ever available to you, ready to participate with you in the most magnificent and what some would call insignificant of ideas. In other words, never, not saying, when you come up with a good idea worth my time, call me. But saying, each and everything that you want to contemplate, we are available to participate with you in the fullest way that you will allow, for the satisfaction of your creative moment. In other words, that's spirituality worth contemplating. We are not after those religions. In other words, we're not pushing against them. We're just acknowledging that people are looking for God in all the wrong places. People are looking for love in all the wrong places. And once you get a handle on what love feels like, and you lean in the direction of it, then you find yourself not pushing against those who don't understand, but wanting them to discover the deliciousness of understanding, and not trying to make your brand of understanding the one that you want them to find. In other words, we're not wanting to call them all here. We want them to find the path of least resistance for them. But what we wish for each of them is the ease of releasing their struggle. And it doesn't happen very often in religion. They just get more bombs.
And so it's the same for the day of, like, the concept of the day of judgment.
The day of judgment?
I have to ask these questions. They're bothering me.
Well, let us appeal to your logic just a little bit, and in doing so, you will find the resonance of this that will set you free. So, do you ever feel negative emotion?
Of course.
Of course you do. And do you acknowledge that from what you've been hearing from us, do you acknowledge that negative emotion means always that you have come upon a point of view that is in disagreement with the point of view of your source? And that it always means that you have deviated from that which the source within you knows.
Yes.
In other words, if you could hate someone and your inner being would empathize with that hate and join you in it, you'd feel no separation from source, and you would feel no negative emotion, because negative emotion is the vibrational contradiction. So the fact that you feel negative emotion means you're out of sync with the source within you.
Yeah.
So if your inner being, if the source within you, call it God if you want to, it doesn't matter the label, will not join you in one negative thought, what are the odds of the day of judgment? In other words, isn't it completely illogical that who makes this stuff up? How is it that you come to believe that God who you want to love could hold such hate? You see, Completely illogical. Completely illogical. Illogical in your gut. No resonance with that whatsoever. That has never made sense. It was screwy from the beginning. The first time you heard it, you knew it was wrong. The first time you heard it, you knew they were out of their minds. But they ganged up on you and they said, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is. You are the weird one. You said, I am not the weird one. You are the weird one. I am not the weird one. You are the weird one. All right, I won't be the weird one anymore. I will fear as you fear. I will ruin every day of my life in fear of something that will never be. I will allow you to control my behavior to suit your needs by using a trumped up, illogical monster in the bushes as your way of controlling me. That's what people are acquiescing to.
Yeah.
You know what freedom, true freedom is? Freedom is the releasing of resistance. It's the releasing of fear. It's the owning of alignment. It's the coming into alignment with true source. Source who is always there for you, you see. Source who adores you so. Source who knew who you were before you came forth and knew that you would explore contrast and knew that the contrast would cause you to expand. And source who promised to keep up with your expansion and has, who beams a never-ending signal to you of the love and depth and brilliance and beauty and worthiness of that which is you. Never for a moment letting go of attention to you, and never for a moment lapsing in unequivocal, undeniable, never-ending love focused toward you. Never for a moment not there. But sometimes you're not looking where it is, so you don't feel it, and then you don't feel so good. And when you look at a doctrine or a lot of different religions who say you are inappropriate, when you look there, you've looked away. You've looked away from how source feels about you. And when you do, you get that gut-wrenching feeling of disallowing the fullness of the love and knowing and worthiness of that which is you, you see. You have to tune yourself to that. And when you do, no one will ever again be able to dissuade you from the perfection, the never-ending, unfolding perfection that is you. There are a whole lot of people that are going to be a whole lot happy on the day that they reemerge into non-physical when they get there and find that it's non-judgment day.